is one of the most influential men Baltimore soccer has ever known, and his reach extends way past the playing field.
Yeah, but for more than 30 years, he's lived with a secret that he is now sharing publicly for the very first time in detail with ABC2 News' Sean Stepner.
Well, David Bascome has coached and mentored some of Baltimore's biggest talents and brightest soccer stars. Of his countless battles on the field, none of them compared to his struggles off of it.
What do we do? Good game time.
It's easy to pick David Bascome out of the crowd.
Here we go.
He's the energetic, enthusiastic, always positive assistant coach of the Baltimore Blast with the bushy ponytail. His 17-year pro playing career filled with flair. Soccer has always been at the forefront of his life.
It's a beautiful game.
But inside, David Bascome always concealed a dark secret. He was sexually abused when he was a teenager.
It started around 11, growth and everything. You just don't feel, you're like, man, what's going on here? And it's kind of like you're shocked.
Bascome grew up on the island of Bermuda, spending his younger years at an orphanage after his parents divorced.
You had to wake up winning. You had to wake up wanting more because you was independent, you was on your own.
All he had was the game, and he was great at it. One of the best players in Bermuda, and one of its most tortured.
On Fridays, Saturdays, we had travel to go play ball. We had traveled to go play at youth center, so it was a big thing. So when we would go down to one end of the island, the first time it happened, I fell asleep coming back.
That's when his coach, Wendell Baxter, began molesting him. Baxter was one of the most well-known national players in Bermuda. He drove Bascome to and from soccer matches for the better part of 7 years in the 1980s, almost every time sexually abusing him, again and again.
We go down, play the game at the youth center. And even after the nights when I realized when I had to play like I'm asleep because I know we're going back. So here we go. Eyes had to close. Let's get this over with. Afterwards, go straight home. I run, go in the bathroom, cry for the longest time, breathe, pull myself together, and move. That was the norm.
He was too afraid to speak up, scared for his safety and that the game he loves would be taken away.
There were times I said no, but that's where the kind of the aggressiveness came. You're not gonna play, and I felt harm was gonna be done to me.
What made you keep making that trip, keep playing under this coach?
It becomes when it's so far past you then. You know this is not right, but at the end of the day, you fear that something that you loved and the only thing that you had that was saving you from all these destructions was the game. To lose the game was the biggest thing and my biggest fear. If I lost the game, no telling where I would be.
The abuse stopped when Bascome left Bermuda for the United States to play college soccer in South Carolina. After that, a lengthy pro career as a player and coach. His mission now, helping at-risk kids here in Baltimore and in Bermuda. He founded the nonprofit Hope for Life and preaches his Power of One campaign, which aims to keep kids off the street and build their self-esteem. The 47-year-old is a motivational speaker and volunteers weekly at various police athletic league centers around Baltimore, like this one in Lansdowne.
One of you catch it!
He's a great guy. He's a great motivator. Every time he comes around, we play sports, he never lets us give up on ourselves. He's an awesome guy, and I'm glad he's here.
It's easy to pick David Bascome out of the crowd.
You guys been seeing our trouble?
He's the inspirational leader who has beaten the odds. And if you get the chance to meet him, he'll be in your corner forever.
This is my legacy. Some people's greatest value may be family. Mine is my legacy. I live for this. I live to help people. I live to help young people.
In March, Wendell Baxter pleaded guilty to 18 separate counts of sexually related child exploitation of 3 boys in the 1970s and 80s. One was David Bascome. Another,
his older brother Andrew, and the two didn't learn of each other's abuse until just 7 years ago. Baxter is currently being held in a Bermuda jail. He is scheduled to be sentenced early next month. And guys, David Bascome's such an inspiration, and he really wants kids out there to know there's always a place to turn and a place to go, no matter how bad you're struggling. And if you're the victim of sexual abuse, tell an adult you trust.
And that's tough too, because you trust the coach.
Of course you trust the coach, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Bascome has really influenced thousands of kids' lives. I mean, he is a motivational speaker. He has talked to thousands of kids, not only here in Baltimore, but in Bermuda, his home country as well.
Yeah, you touched upon it, but did soccer save him? Did the sport save him?
Yes, it did. He got out of Bermuda, away from the coach, and he thrived here with the Blast for years, and he makes his home here in Baltimore.
Well, David, we're going to carry on, man.
I was going to say,
We'll
thanks for
remember
sharing
one.
that
Thanks.
story. And David, thanks for speaking out.
Wow, yeah.